them streets. Yeah, bitch, I run them streets. From a bad hoe. Ain't a damn sick moving unless I said so. I'm just trying to preach. Go ahead, though. Do your motherfucking thing. Get your bread, bro. Bitch, I run the streets.
Listen, while we on that before you move on, how many awards did you take away from that night?
I took 2. I was nominated for 7. I took 2 away. I'm happy with that.
Listen, for your name to be said 7 times, I said, listen, I need him on my show. ASAP. Okay, but go ahead. Continue your story. Bitch, I run them streets.
Lord, that's all you need. Ammunition.
I just need a theme song, and that's my theme song. 2019 theme song. You understand me? Curvilinear Radio. I am Mary JB.
And I'm Kiki with an E. And it is Misha, Miss Hotspot. Ladies and gentlemen, good evening on this lovely Curvilinear Thursday.
So, I want to make sure I'm saying it right.
So my government name is Bobby Kramer.
Okay.
It's spelled Creamer. So it's spelled like creamer. So
I definitely said creamer.
I sure did.
Well, everybody does. I mean, that's the struggle
of my life.
Now, if it had
the K, I'd have probably said it the other way.
Right. And so previously as an artist, I went by Chaotic. Kaotik.
Okay.
But my homie, he took me aside and he was like, man, do me a favor and just Google that and tell me what comes up and tell me if it's you. And I Googled it. And about 1,000 things came up. And now one of them was me. And I'm like, this not going to work for Brandon. It's not going to work for what we need to do moving forward. So I made the switch. So I kept the K and just moved it into my last name, Bobby Krea. Krea. So I just flipped it over and used it.
Okay.
So Bobby Krea.
Where's my ting-a-ling-a-ling?
Ting, 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 ting.
I like it. Ting-a-ling-a-ling. I hear your music. I see hip hop.
Yeah.
I can see it clear as day. When we met you at WTMH Radio, okay, I'm like, is he a homie? Is he somebody's friend?
Yep.
And then when you start naming off your nominations, I was like, hold up.
He out here working.
You?
Nice.
Working.
Because I got best male hip hop artist and best new artist, which to me,
that's what's up.
Best new artist means that I'm the hardest one moving right now. I'm the newest artist that's getting noticed. And the best male hip hop artist in the that's a blessing. Like that's
a blessing.
Right.
And somebody nominated you and voted for you, my brother. That says enough in its own. You know what I'm saying? Like somebody thought enough of you to put you in that category, and people followed through by voting an agreement. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Shout out to all of my fans.
Awesome.
Without every vote, without everybody that supports this, there would be no reason for me to even be doing this. So thank you. Y'all are all a blessing, every single one of you. And shout out to every one of my clients that comes and records with me. Y'all choosing to allow me to create the sound that you're doing is a blessing as well.
Amen.
Whatever, Rainer.
You said it was your passion. When did you start really feeling like hip hop was you?
I've been rapping since 6th grade. So I mean, I would say, when was that? That's probably like 2000. I'd say
6th grade. Was you one of them kids that was on recess out there busting the flow?
Yeah, I was a hooligan. So like, I didn't give a shit back then, and I you know what I mean. I wasn't good. I was a little kid. I wasn't good, but I did it, and I did it because I loved it. I'd get into ciphers. We would do freestyle sessions all the time. Like me and the homies would just chill, and that's what we would do. And then through that, you grow in your craft. You get better at putting the wordplay together, and you realize where words don't fit and how you can adjust things to make them fit properly. And just slowly but surely you grow with it. And hip hop's not all I've done. I've been in a couple different bands. I was in a metal band that did some touring around the East Coast. I've done a lot of different music. I play guitar, drums, bass. I mean, piano, name it, and I play it.
That's what's up.
So hip hop is again, it's just part of the repertoire. I enjoy the creation of the music and making it music, and not just making it something easy to do.
Are you from here?
Yeah, born and raised.
Shut up.
Born and raised. The team's out in Arizona. Mafiotic Misfits. Shout out to the Misfits. They're out. They're actually heading to Fort Worth, Texas right now. Do a Underground Unleashed show, I think is what it's called. But they're from out in Arizona, Mesa. So the team's kind of spread out. We have a camp out west. We have a camp out east, and we kind of cover both coasts. They're getting ready to hit off the Calizonia Love Tour, where it's California, Arizona. They kind of start at the top of Cali, move down to Arizona. I'm not going to be able to make it on this tour, but the homie Ends from Mafiotic Ohio is heading out there. We were out there last year for the tour. So the team is on both ends, but I've been from Columbus my whole life. Enz went to school out here with me. We grew up together, and he moved out there, linked up with these cats. And then when he moved home, hit me up and was like, hey, it's time to do this.
Like the Ohio music scene is open arms to you as a, You
know what? No, I mean, no, go ahead and say it.
As a Caucasian,
as a white rapper.
Yes,
look,
there you go.
Now look,
do that just one more time for me, because that was
so
country.
As a white rapper. Yeah,
I love how he put that country twang on it too.
Look, no,
I'm sure you get white boy all the time.
Yeah, no, it's funny though, because I don't. I feel that I'm received very well, and there was something that for a long time, like I was kind of self-conscious about, and thought, you know what I mean, like people aren't really gonna fuck with it because I'm white or blah blah blah, or I'm gonna get a harder time, and it's not that way. I found that in the scene, people respect music and people respect hard work, and I can't say that I've been received any different from my black crowd than my white crowd. I mean, half my family's black. It's not a thing where I feel out of my element. It's something that is just kind of secondhand to me. So I'm not that dude who's trying to put on a show for one person and not the next. I mean, I am who I am. So I'm comfortable with that, and I think that helps the receiving end of that.
Well, that's what's up. Well, what the way the texture of your beard is set up make people question. Like,
he got a little chocolate.
I love that beard.
I
It's
don't.
all red. I loved it ever since I first seen it.
The freckles are about as dark as I get. I got Irish in my blood. Yeah, no, my wife's black. So half of my family, you know what I mean? It's become a big part of my life, and I've been able to have a better understanding now. Growing up I've been with her over 10 or almost 10 years now. So I've been able to really understand it's not something that I'm ignorant about anymore. You know what I mean? That's where a lot of people come in, is they don't truly understand. They try to tiptoe around shit they don't need to tiptoe around.
Never been the same as another in the game. See, I do it for myself, or y'all do it for the fame. And I remember the days when rap tracks were bang, but it's true what they say, man. I guess things change.
I got a couple speakers I need to burn to knock out for that. With that, that's a banger right there.
That's hot.
That's a knock your speaker out right there. Yeah.
Look,
That's definitely a gamma bomb.
Look, now you bomb.
Definitely a gamma bomb.
Look,
I think that might be my favorite so far.
Boom.
Yeah,
I like it.
That was like fire. Like,
that's fire.
You know when you got the real shit.
I mean, I want to hear that again before the show over.
I was over here just scrunching on my face, just listening to it. Like, this is some real shit.
That's what I'm talking about. I appreciate it.
That's one of those songs that, depending on the mood for that day, they might have to play that as a soundtrack on the way somewhere.
I hate you.
You so thuggish.
I'm so thuggish.
That's only you would think about riding out on somebody.
Listen.
I mean, I'll feel you though.
I'm gonna pull down.
I'm gonna pull up on them tracks. You want support, you gotta show support. That's why you'll never see me leave a show early. I stay to the very end.
I just said that earlier today. Somebody.
That's the worst thing about the scene here. I'll tell you, I've been all around the country doing this. And out west, the big difference is that fans come out to see a hip hop show. They don't come out to see their buddy that they work with. They don't come out to see their friend perform. They come out to have some drinks and to party and watch a hip hop show. Right. And they don't leave till the end. They rock it out. They have a great time. And that's the difference here is people will, I'll give you a ticket to a show for free if you just come out and rock. And they'll come out and they'll see you perform and then they'll leave. Yeah. Or they'll hit you up like, when are you going on? And if you're one of the last acts going on, they're not going to show up till 20 minutes before you go on. And it ruins the scene. Right. It makes it so that the artists that are putting in all this work to get these spots and to get these shows aren't getting hurt.
I agree.
I've
been to several shows and it irks my nerves
because I sit there through the whole thing. I mean, even we've gone to plenty of shows where we have people that we know personally, friends, people who have come to the show, but we sit there because we want to see who else is there.
Yes.
Who else is there? What do they have? Like,
even when they don't come to nothing we have.
Right.
Even when say that again for the ones in the back.
Support is support. We go because we want to, and because we want to support.
Yes,
because there's been plenty of times we've had events and shows and no one comes, but we still come and support. That ain't gonna stop.
Yep,
I'm gonna support.
So when it comes to
thanks, Luke,
your performances,
Yeah.
Like, are you like one of those like ride out hardcore performers? Because I haven't seen you perform yet. But listening to this, it just make me feel like you one of them hoppers. You be all over the place on the stage, go hard, go ham, or go home.
He doesn't strike me as that type.
Really?
Not hopping like that. Just like into it though, for sure. But not like
I see a hopper.
He's mosh pitting the hell out of that stage.
Is you ain't a hopper?
I is.
Okay. He's mosh pitting the hell out of that stage.
If it means anything,
right there.
The last show that I put on, shout out big homie Loyal, Rick Mans. He put on a show out there at Club Voodoo, and I was on stage and I jumped around so hard, man, I tore something in my knee. I'm still recovering right now. I got a show on Saturday, and it's my next show since that one, and I'm kind of stressed out. Like, man, I hope my knee don't,
that's that 30.
You better put that rap on.
Exactly.
Put that rap on that knee, baby. Put the rap on.
You turn 30, your body start talking to you.
Look, there's risk to
Stretch
being
it
grown
out.
and sexy.
There's
You know
risk
what
of
I mean?
being grown and sexy. Because your body
before
real
every
quick
show.
would be like, bitch, you know, you ain't even flexible like that no more.
That too, and especially like going on tour, you find out going on tour, like if you get damaged during tour, like if you damage your voice, like the thing that fucks me up on tour is you'll be in concert venues all night, every night, and you're trying to talk to the people next to you, and instead of being able to talk, you're like hollering over music, and that's what kills your voice. It's not being on stage, it's hollering at people. So you gotta, that's the thing that I learned that I gotta watch when I'm out on tour, because I'll blow my voice out quick just hollering at people getting drunk, having a good time. You know what I mean?
You look like you be getting.
Yeah.
Turn up. He's like,
oh yeah, see, I know how to get down. I mean, I'll tell you, I smoke more than I drink, but
I can tell by the way your eyes are set up right now.
Y'all burn one on the way here. I'm gonna burn one on the way out.
Get up off my eyes now.
Look,
hey, ain't nothing wrong with it. I don't do it, but I don't hate on it.
It's legal.
I do it up to the door, like on the wall.
I hate you.
Yep, just
I hate
thank
y'all.
you. Yeah,
To be continued.
To be continued.
Well, look, we were out in Arizona. We were on the Tattoo Tarzan tour. We were on the West Coast leg, and we were almost to Arizona. I think we were in Kansas. Yeah, we were in Kansas at that point. And we look out the side of the window, and it's a tornado.
Oh, yeah. That's tornado belt.
Oh,
Kansas? Yeah. There's not a hill mound in sight.
Now, I'm from Ohio, right? The biggest tornado I've ever seen is on the television.
Hell yeah.
So my stupid ass is like, oh, I'm gonna get a video of this, and I put my hand out with the phone, little rocks and shit, bam, 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 hitting me everywhere. I was like, oh, I pulled my hand on my phone back in, like I don't need a cracked screen. But then we parked.
Look a screen.
We pulled off. We pulled up right next to a gas station because we didn't, you know what I mean. We felt like if we were right next to a building, we'd have like less wind hitting us. And I got out the car and I was able to like lean into the wind and like just stand up. I was leaning like at an angle like this. It was just the wind was holding me up. It was crazy. So we get back on the tornado's gone. It goes away, right? We get back on the exit and there's a sign that says, "Thank you for visiting the town. Thank you for visiting the town of Dorothy's house from Wizard of Oz." I'm like,
yeah,
did we just get hit by a tornado in the Wizard of Oz town?
Yeah, Kansas. Yes. We not in Kansas no more, Toto.
But Kansas is big. Kansas is the Bermuda Triangle for tours. That place is so big, you get lost in Kansas.
It's also the Bermuda Triangle for tornadoes.
Yup, I found that out.
It's flat land.
No good.
Literally across the whole state. I did it in a Greyhound. It's flat, not a bump. I don't even think they got speed bumps.
No.
Damn.
It's flat as hell.
I'm scared.
I'm just.
Yeah, if you ever go to Kansas, just beware.
Going.
Right.
I would have kept going. I would have stopped. I would have looked at them. But that's
I prayed the whole way through
Caucasian and blackness right now.
That's some white people shit right there.
I was definitely saying like that's some white people shit.
Once he said his ass was leaning on,
because I'm not.
I said, yeah, that show.
I wouldn't even have got out. Listen, right, I wouldn't even have gotten out the bus. Okay. Matter of fact, I'd have had a problem with the driver. Like, why are we pulling over?
I would have been like, yo, if you don't get your ass to keep
going,
you playing.
On down the road.
Your ass gonna turn the news while
where the tornado? Yeah, you need to be going
out there.
That way.
Be out there in Jeeper Creeper territory.
And I know my wife would be embarrassed right now. Like, she don't let me wear shorts in the winter no more. But like, I still do some white people shit. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, you warm blooded all year round.
Talking
about
right.
Your wife. I got a question.
What's up?
Because this is Curvilinear Radio and we like to get real.
Okay, no, look, this is what we're supposed to do.
Here comes the curve.
Okay, this is the curve. This is why it's Curvilinear.
Just follow for long.
We touched on this before.
Yeah.
But since you're a man and you are Caucasian, I would rather hear from a man.
Let's do it.
You know.
Let me flip the camera.
So, we talked about interracial dating
Mm-hmm.
and being able to be yourself in a relationship.
Yep.
And making sure that the other person can understand your plights.
Yep.
So my thing is, for me, I don't know if I could be able to be in a relationship with somebody that isn't my color.
I hear you.
Because of me not feeling that they will understand my plight as a Black in America.
Yeah.
So with you being with your wife for 10 plus years, you said y'all been together for 10 years.
Almost right. We're pushing up on 10.
Okay. So
congratulations.
Thank you.
Amen.
Yes.
That's always an
That
accomplishment.
that is an accomplishment.
And it's more of an accomplishment because I feel like that's your relationship has an extra layer to it because y'all are on different playing fields if you think about it in real life.
Oh, for sure.
So being interracial, I can't even say it. Relationship.
Not too fast. It's okay.
How does that work for you guys? Like with Trump, I mean, y'all probably got the same political views, maybe.
Yeah,
not.
we got the same political views for sure.
So how does that work when she come home and be like, "Fuck"?
Thank you. But anyways, but yeah.
But how does that work for you in your relationship? In an interracial relationship.
You know,
it takes time.
My tongue is heavy.
Yeah, it takes time and it takes understanding and it takes the mindset of growth. You can't go in thinking that you know everything. You know, there's things that I've learned in this time. There are things that I've learned about white people. There are things that I've learned about Black people. You know what I mean? There's a lot of things that have been brought to light. I mean, there's situations where, you know, my wife was having trouble getting easy service at a store that provides the service she's looking for, and she has to call me, and I got to go drive across town, and I show up and ask for the same thing, and it just gets handed to me.
White privilege, right?
Exactly. And so I mean, it's real. You know, there's white privilege.
Can you say that again? Because there's a lot of people that don't believe that that's real.
There's white privilege, and I mean, you know, it's something that me and my wife have talked heavily about. It's something that is in this world. You know what I mean? But in the same hand, there have been times that I've been in situations where I haven't been accepted. There have been people that have hit me up like, "You disgust me. There's no reason that queen should settle for you. You must have money. You must have this, that, or that. You know, there must be some reason or something she's trying to get off you because there's no reason that a queen would stoop to that level." Wow. And so, I mean, I've caught that end of it too. So, I mean, I've seen there have been times where we walk out of a bar and somebody just drunk says some old racist shit. Like, I can't believe I see these motherfuckers. And I've turned some people out. And
I can see you
see
causing straight
mass
destruction.
Look, I'm a very nice person, but I don't tolerate disrespect because there's no reason for it. Even if you disagree with what somebody's doing or what somebody says or the way that somebody lives their life, there's no reason to disrespect that. You don't yuck somebody's yum. I mean, this is 2019 that we're in right now. There's a lot of things that people don't like, but they gotta get over that shit. So I mean, I take that shit to heart. I don't tolerate somebody disrespecting my wife or my family or disrespecting me or my views or my choices that I've choose to make. And, you know, it was something that I think the hardest part was really helping my family understand, because it's not that they don't think that I should be with a Black lady. What they just didn't, you know what I mean? They don't understand the culture like I do, and they don't understand. So there's times that out of ignorance, something will come up or they'll try to bring up conversation that isn't necessarily the way that shit should be handled. And so, you know what I mean? There's you see it everywhere, and there's some ignorant racism and there's some intentional racism, and it's on both sides. You know what I mean? It's not just one alley, it's on both sides, and it's ugly either way. You know, but so we've grown together. There have been hardships we've gone through. You know, when Trump got into office, there were people that in our neighborhood, we had lived out there, man, and there were some people that were talking shit. You know what I mean? That were calling me, you know, the N-word lover, and I mean, so
they still use that? Okay. Yeah. All right. I can only imagine.
You can't outgrow stupid.
Yeah, this is true.
You can't outgrow stupid. You could give somebody a book, you could teach them to read, but they're still not gonna be able to pronounce the words if they're stupid. You know what I mean? Like,
this is true. That's sad.
But so again, on the same leg, there are people that celebrate us. There are people that think that we are beautiful together. There are people that stop in the crowd of people, and we don't know these people from Adam, and there are people that stop and come out and stop us and tell us how great we look together, that my wife is so beautiful, and you know, and there's so there's ugly in the world, but there's also beauty in the world, and you can't focus on the ugly, because that's what happens nowadays. Is media focuses on the negative. Media pushes that down your throat, and they fire you up because of all this, but you don't see the beautiful. They don't share the beauty that happens in this world and the love that gets shared as well. So it's equal playing fields when it comes to it. I love my wife for who she is, not who she is here, but who she is. You know what I mean? I never, growing up, I never saw myself with somebody other than a white lady. But it doesn't matter because destiny happens for a reason. You find who you're supposed to be with because that's who you click with. That's who you understand. And that, we become one entity. It's not like, when I'm feeling something, she knows that. When she's feeling something, I know that. Like, it's another level.
Hey man, I love it.
Yeah, see, I ain't gonna lie. See, I went to your page.
I wanted to have this conversation with a man that's because I feel like I said when I started the question, I have a struggle because I really don't know any white men that are as open as you are in conversation.
Yeah,
and I feel like for a relationship, regardless of your color, the person has to be open-minded to understand your plight and regardless of what the situation is.
Yeah.
And if you're not open-minded, I feel like you're going to clash a lot. And that's why I feel like I have a struggle with me personally. I have no problem with interracial loving. I feel like you love who you love, you find who you find, and magic happens. Amen to you and your love.
Yeah.
And like you said, sometimes you don't visualize it until you meet it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So until I meet it, my mind is like, I don't know if I can.
Right.
But you never know. And
there was a point in my life where I would have sworn white privilege wasn't a thing. And now I'm able to sit here and comfortably look at you and tell you that white privilege is a thing. You know what I mean? It just takes being in the situations and actually taking that real life experience. And that's the thing that a lot of the separation of the races, they don't experience each other's struggle. And so there's no understanding of the background that anybody's coming from. It gets confused. And so I'm blessed to be able to have the understanding I do. And I'm still growing. I'm still learning. I'm not perfect, but we'll get there.
Amen. So I have another question.
Yeah.
Since you a rapper in this black world, do you rap with you saying the N-word?
No. Are you?
Listen.
No.
He said his wife black.
That's not my place.
That
Right. Well, no, I mean, some people might think
Some
that's
people
a pass.
use that and think I think it's okay.
You don't have to add us to your email list.
Listen, because I feel like I just want to just be.
I feel like we need to be a part of the Krea world. And you're just gonna have to add us to the list of events and stuff so we can plug it into our calendar.
Models for your tour.
Right.
I sure do.
You need some free you need radio promo there and look live podcast.
We out here because we out here. Hell yeah.
Listen,
I love it. So while you plugging, I need you to go ahead and plug and let us know where we can get your music, where we can follow you, and what else is next for the Krea.
So, first and foremost, go check out Mafiotic Misfits because that's the team. We got a couple different chapters, but go check out Mafiotic Misfits. That's the team. Shout out Monks, Zach, Unique. Shout out, shout out Big Ninja. Shout out Felix. We're out here. Combs. It ends, but you can find me. You can go to YouTube. I'm on YouTube. I just put out a new video. I just found some footage a couple days ago that we shot in 2017 out in Arizona in the desert. There was a monsoon and we got stuck in the desert. And I'm like, fuck it, let's shoot a video. And I found the footage because we had lost it. And I just put the video out like 2 or 3 days ago. I got constant stuff coming out on YouTube. You can find me on Spotify, iTunes, Google Play. Just search Bobby Krea, Bobby Krea. Any platform.